Okay, well, right now we are joined on the telephone by Josh Mellits. He lives in Boston, about 3 blocks from the suspect's home. Josh, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Josh, tell me, what is the police presence like there?
Well, I'm actually in Cambridge, Mass. That's where the suspect was said to be living. And my apartment is about 3 blocks away from that apartment. Even from my window, I can see news vans lined up down the street. And I was able to walk just about a block before where it's closed off. And I mean, you're talking Cambridge police, state police, FBI. There's a helicopter going overhead. And of course, a lot of media attention as well, lined up right up into a do not cross yellow line.
Well, Josh, we've been talking here, and this is the image that we're getting out of New York and also Boston, that the entire area is on lockdown, yet you tell us that you're able to actually walk around a little bit. So is lockdown a little bit harsh of a term, maybe too strict, that more than anything people are just avoiding going out?
I think that's true. Well, we heard today from different authorities that people were advised to stay in their homes, not to go out. For example, it's a Friday afternoon and I'm at home and I'm not going to work. There's no subway service, train service, bus, any of that. And in the area where I am, there's some light traffic in terms of cars, but of course being diverted from that area. And what I think lockdown might be referring to the area of Watertown, and that's where they're doing the actual search for the suspect, as opposed to over here where there's, of course, there's a danger with the house, but it's not quite a lockdown in that people are staying cooped up in their house.
Well, Josh, realizing that the suspect could be in that area and, having witnessed what's happened, are you afraid? And are other people that you were talking to and perhaps texting, are they afraid?
Not afraid. Definitely concerned. I was talking to some of my roommates here. There's a lot going on, but at the same time, there isn't. In that, we see a lot of activity, but the news, real information has been sort of hard to come by. They've been delaying different press conferences and things. So it's definitely an anxious situation in that there's so much activity and no one's really sure what's going to happen. I think the most fearful moment was, during that same press conference, they said that they were going to do a controlled explosion on Norfolk Street. That's the street. That's where the suspect's house is. We all sort of were thinking, a controlled explosion, that's like an oxymoron to begin with. And to have, that so close, what would that mean? And so that was like a real moment where we were concerned, but I haven't heard anything on that front. Even when I was walking down with one of my roommates, he actually has a car. His car is parked on that same street. They weren't able to give us much more information other than that we wouldn't not to expect to have any access to the street for some time.
Well, Josh, just as one last quick question, because we want to try to help our viewers here in Los Angeles understand a little bit of the dynamics here. As you mentioned, the search is going on in Watertown, and you're where the suspect used to live. About how far away mileage are you guys from the two areas that we're talking about, the area of Watertown that's locked down and where he used to live?
I'm not going to venture a number in terms of miles. Not quite sure exactly, but in terms of a drive, you're looking at a 20, 30-minute drive. It's and I imagine this is at some course. I don't know the exact sequence of events, what happened, but it's definitely a few cities, towns over, and maybe that's why over here it's a little bit less frantic and there's less worry. But it's all connected, and there's a lot. And so I don't know him personally in Watertown, but even just last night, there was a little bit closer to home with that. There was an MIT police that was killed in line of duty, and that was right around the corner.
Right.
MIT campus is right in Cambridge, so
It is all
and at the
connected,
time we didn't know that was connected.
All right, Josh, thank you.
So,
All right, Josh,
thank you so much.
thanks for joining us. Stay safe and stay inside.